quite a long time.
It is quite a long time.
So we got Cursed Hollow for the map.
We do have Curse Hollow for the map, and this is a super fun map. This is like the classic Heroes map.
Yeah.
Classic Heroes map. It's huge. You've got two bosses, the only map with two bosses, which is really cool. The tributes, they spawn randomly, top and bottom. You got to collect three of them. You curse the enemy team. It shuts down towers and forts, makes all your minions one health. It's good stuff. The draft is starting, and surprise, surprise, Josh, what got banned out here?
Yeah, Li Ming getting banned, not a surprise to me. The character is just ridiculously good. And then Rhaegar banned by Pandamonium. Also not a surprise. Those are two very top tier picks.
Oh, totally. Diablo
Oh,
coming out real quick from Dank.
wow.
Diablo is actually I love Diablo right now. Ever since the stat change a few patches ago, he's been in a really good spot. They actually had to nerf his damage just slightly with the last balance patch because he was doing so well.
First pick Diablo implies to me that Dank Broken Shower Society may look to run, more of like a CC chain. Like they might go into Tyrande if given the opportunity here. So I guess we'll see.
I would like to
Uh,
see some roaming ganks. That
yeah.
would be good.
I mean, it's kind of a harder map. Like, it's not obviously it's never impossible, but it's a harder map to do it on just because of the size here. And
Sure.
Pandemonium picking up Kael'thas with their first pick. He was toned down a little bit, but he's still quite powerful. And then Johanna is their second pick.
Yeah. Kael'thas has actually found a lot of life still. His main source of damage, which is that chain bomb, was not nerfed at all. They just toned down his stun a bit and toned down his ults, which a lot of people agreed was probably a good call. And then Johanna has risen back up to the ranks of top tier tank, especially after the latest Murden nerf.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy to see Johanna back. And Johanna's really good with Kael'thas. I mean, it's not
Yes.
like an incredible synergy, but being able to pull enemies together is very good for Kael'thas. So,
She can really set him up well.
yep.
Over on the Dank side, it looks like we got Falstad and Leoric. So we're going to see a double tank
Yeah,
out of Dank.
I really like it. If you're going to put two tanks together, these are actually a really interesting combination. Leoric able to entomb people, and Diablo can ensure positioning for that, which is really nice. And obviously, Falstad has some interesting synergy with Entomb. Also, just a very high damage character. I would be very interested to see the player who plays Falstad. I think he's honestly one of the harder ranged assassins to play very well. So I'm excited to see what they do with them.
I mean, some of the cool things you can do, you can actually entomb someone and then use Gust, knock the whole enemy team back,
Yep.
which is super. It's much higher skill cap, but it's super cool to watch. Falstad also really good because of his special ability, his mount. And this is a huge map, so being able to be in one lane and then be basically in either the other lanes instantly, big deal.
And then we got a Jaina ban from Pandemonium. Not really surprised by that, as Dank Broken Shower Society probably going to pick up another range damage. And then they counter with a Morales ban. Now we did say earlier that there is some history between these two teams. They have played once in the past, so I wonder if that Morales ban isn't sort of a targeted ban at Pandemonium. Maybe they've seen that from them before in the past.
And it's quite possible. Morales also is just an extremely good healer in general. Especially if you can protect her, it is so hard to take targets down. And there's a Raynor pickup. With her stim drone, any ranged auto attacker is just scary
Yeah.
with that ult. So just getting rid of her, especially since they have two big tanks, it makes a lot of sense because then you can't combo that with someone that has a giant killer for all that extra damage.
Yeah, and Pandemonium here probably if they have a specific support remaining that they want, they'll probably take it here because we're gonna have Dank Broken Shower Society with 2 more picks after this. Right now, they could go into a lot of things, but they end up going with Malfurion.
Interesting.
So maybe going for more of a poke style. Malfurion's roots able to hold someone in place. So that might be the option.
And I mean, if you look at Dank's lineup so far, they don't have a ton of burst. And so Malfurion as a healer is very weak against teams that have a lot of burst just because most of his heals are heal over time. But when the team focuses on more sustained damage rather than burst, I mean, they've got a mix for sure, but that will make Malfurion a little better in Pandemonium's case.
And then we've got Uther picked up for Dank Broken Shower Society. Obviously, he's still a very solid all-around healer. They follow that up with Vala. And Pandemonium going to finish with Greymane.
Ooh, I like this. And I think this kind of just points to what you just said, poke. Greymane, especially with his Q build, has just absolutely insane poke. Raynor's got some pretty safe poke. Kael'thas, of course, has a very safe poke as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they synergize. The Uther, I like the Uther pick. This makes Dank's team much safer, especially with the Divine Shield. It can protect Avala while she's doing strafe. It can protect that Falstad, and then you've got two other huge, heavy HP people. It's like, I can't attack the dude with the Divine Shield. I have to attack a tank now, type of thing.
Yeah, and I think Dank has a lot of opportunity to hang in fights and guarantee a lot of damage, but with the amount of poke on Pandemonium, it'll be interesting to see if they can really get a target low, especially one of those frontliners early in a fight, and make it a little bit difficult for Dank to hard engage on them. So
yeah, exactly. So we're going to get the game started here in the background. Both teams are readying up right now. I'm excited. So Josh, just from this draft, who do you think has got the stronger draft?
I am a big fan of Leoric. I think he's very neglected in the current meta, and I like it seems like that team doesn't have a lot of damage, but you have to look at Falstad. He can create a huge amount of damage in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I like on Curse Hollow. I really do like Dank's draft a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's like not a Diablo is sort of unpredictable in the sense that he can take either heroic.
Yeah.
And I think that like Lightning Breath, particularly with Entomb and Gust, could be really, really scary. So,
and maybe not even that. I could actually see Hinterland's Blast being a decent combo with the Lightning Breath and with the Entomb.
Yeah, I think for Pandemonium, one thing they have to watch out for is if Diablo gets a really solid engage and picks up somebody like Kael'thas or even Raynor. It's quite possible that person is going to die very quickly, and Malfurion will not have the ability to deal with that. I'm also very interested to see if we get cleanse from Malfurion against this composition.
Yeah,
it's possible for sure.
You've got to love Dank's synergy, portrait synergy.
Yeah.
I mean, the portrait synergy is so strong right now.
I think when you have a Wonder Billy, and it's beside all of your names like that, I think that it emboldens you in a way that a disorganized portrait.
I'm really hoping we see the Wonder Billy mount out of all of them as well. Oh, we don't. That's sad.
Oh.
Well, so starting on Dank's side, we have Gerudo King on Uther, Bootsy on Falstad, Pad O on Diablo, Parnold Almer, fantastic name, on Vala, and Byron O'Nell on Leoric. And if I butcher names, or if we butcher names, apologies.
On the blue side, playing for Pandemonium, playing for Dank Broken Shower Society.
Pandemonium.
No,
Yeah, you got it.
It was Pandemonium. Got
you
it.
were right.
New type on Raynor, Sith Paradox on Malfurion, Kalessin on Kael'thas, Kagiri on Johanna, and the Onceler, the one, the only, the Onceler on Greymane.
So Pandemonium's all grouped up middle, and Dank has already just split up. They're actually bush waiting on top, seeing if somebody will come up.
Yeah, looking for maybe catch somebody in transition potentially.
Raynor doing the safe thing. Went the safe way. Good for him.
Yeah. Thankfully he came around the right way. And wow, Gerudo King rotates right onto the Onceler, tries to get him down.
Oh, beautiful, overpowered, new type being body blocked all over the place. And that is a beautiful first blood by Dank.
Yeah, I like
And
that Pad Zero was all over that, moved right up as soon as the stun was over, and secured that kill for his team. Good job.
so this three-man lane is going to give Pandemonium a lot of problems. We do have Johanna and Malfurion in the middle, but Vala is going to out-damage them, at least for a while. She'll do a much better job stalling it out than they're going to be able to do up top, stalling Diablo and Falstad and Uther out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they have kept Vala on that lane against Malfurion because like there's certainly a potential for other things on other lanes, but
Looks like we might have a possible gank on the bottom. Kel'Thas moves in, nice penetrating round, and the chain or the living bomb does finish Leoric off.
yeah,
Brilliantly executed gank there.
very good rotation. Also, kudos to New Type on holding off on using his Q there. He basically didn't use it because he knew he didn't have to, but that's always the danger is you push somebody out of range.
Looks like Dank is going to go for a very early Siege Giants, trying to get this through before the first curse spawns, which is a really, really good idea because if you cap these mercenaries right before the tribute spawns, then that allows for extra pushing power or will draw the enemy away to have to deal with that.
And you actually noticed New Type on Raynor was waiting in the bush there to see if they were rotating between lanes because they noticed they were missing.
Oh, the roots just goes down a bit too close, and Vala is able to vault away. The first tribute does spawn on the bottom, so the Giants were captured. Oh, looks like we are needing a pause. Might be a DC or something.
Yeah, it's not clear to me what exactly the pause is for, but I guess we should find out very shortly.
Oh,
Okay, looks we have some technical difficulties.
Byron's screen just went black. That's never a good thing.
Yeah.
It makes it
I mean,
hard to see.
That would make it very difficult.
It does. But, I mean, let's analyze this real fast. So we have these Siege Giants up at the top. This is going to be a huge deal because Falstad can now stay in this lane. And we're going to get this thing going again. Falstad can now stay in this lane as long as he wants. I don't know if he's going to. But, oh, and Greymane, seeing Greymane is forced to pull down. So these Giants are just going to wail on this tower. And it looks like, even though with all the good intentions, that Pandamonium did manage to snag the tribute before Dank even got down. And now we've got a gank in the middle. Great roots by Malfurion to get on the Vala, but she does vault away before Johanna gets a chance to condemn her in.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a good job by Pandamonium snagging the tribute, and as a result, they were able to have one Slayer go to the top lane. However, they are still losing those towers. Looks like he's going to get a little bit of help from Raynor here now, and they aren't going to lose that fort to those Giants.
Yeah, and this is probably the hardest lane for them to gank, just between Diablo's knockback, his overpower, Uther's stun. We have that second tribute spawning now, and I bet Dank's going to be a little more aggressive this time around to try to get this thing.
Yeah, but actually Pandemonium already has a positional advantage here. They're already on the tribute. Leoric is way ahead of his team. Yeah, he's way ahead of his team.
Nice overpower by Diablo to get that Malfurion in, but Greymane was there to help him out, and it looks like he will be able to back off.
And at this point, Pandemonium is actually getting poked really hard when they should be doing the poking. Looks like Pad Zero really is not afraid of dying at this point. Bootsy gets caught out a little bit by Gravity Lapse. He's going to be okay for now. Pad Zero gets torn apart by Greymane.
Beautiful flank there, because he saw the Diablo load, and he jumped down, and he was able to grab that kill.
Yeah, very good job. That's a great use of Organ Form to basically clean up low health enemies, which is you'd be surprised that some people don't use it for that, but you know that does seem to be one of the great uses for it. So good job.
So Josh, any abnormal talent builds?
There's a little bit in here. Kel'Thas has actually gone Gathering Power, so that's something that we're going to have to keep track of. The rest of it's very standard. Vala, pretty much multi-shot build at this point, so that's pretty standard as well. The rest of it is very standard Falstad build of Seasoned Marksman and Power Throw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have a pretty much complete Q build on the Gray main as well. That's just that so much extra poke.
Yeah, and
It's
actually,
like
I want to point
Malfurion
out.
does rotate to the top, grabs Diablo in roots, but it's Diablo.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right.
He's not going to die easy.
I do want to point out that Malfurion passed up Cleanse at 7 and
He
went
did.
for Enduring Growth for the extra healing. So we'll see if that does pay off in some of these team fights where a Cleanse could potentially be very helpful.
Well, Dank pretty much has to get this tribute right now, or Pandamonium is going to get the curse. So they're going to be fighting really hard. Just a sliver of XP separating the two teams right now. Two kills to one. Kael'thas is flanking on the other side, but I don't know if that was a good job. He's super exposed, and he does go down. Great kill by Falstad and Uther. They rotate back around, and now it is a 4v5, but Dank has got some really low people.
Oh, wow, yeah, they're very low, and like we said, Pandamonium is able to poke, and they're going to just keep doing that. They're going to try and hang in this fight and poke them down, even though they're at a numeric disadvantage.
And Kael'thas is back up now, so he's going to be rejoining the fight. If they can stall this out until Kael'thas gets here, I don't know how Dank is going to hold off with as low health as they have.
Yeah,
New type does go down. Great stun by Uther and focus Vala, but unfortunately there's that Gray main and that beautiful Johanna synergy working again. Kael'thas is back, and it looks like Vala does go down. The tribute goes to Pandamonium, and the first curse of the game is here. Not to mention level 10.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Parnold Ulmer was a bit far forward there. It looks like maybe he didn't get the memo on backing up. The rest of his team was just fleeing at that point.
Yeah, and this is pretty bad for Dank right now because all three of their lanes are pretty pushed.
Yeah, and actually, we have a pretty interesting pickup here. We have marked for the kill on Greymane. Yeah,
yes.
So I'm excited to see this in action.
Hyperion does go down on top. The fort falls, but Dank does hit level 10. So they will have their ults for the rest of this fight. Vala doing best she can to keep Kael'thas from destroying this fort down bottom. Leoric did manage to push the minions back as well.
Yeah, and we actually have Apocalypse from Diablo and Entomb from Leoric. No pick for Falstad yet. So it looks like he's holding off, maybe threatening a Gust?
It is the Gust.
Oh, he just picked it. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so the curse is over. So this is basically exactly what you want. Pandamonium was able to take out 2 forts, and that's about what you want to try to do with your first curse. They had a great rotation top, and then they rotated middle, were able to push the Vala back out and get that last fort. Leoric was able to fend off bottom, but they did lose both those towers and the gate in the process.
Yep, and right now both teams just doing some camps here. Diablo and Leoric, best buds for life, doing the cruiser camp on the bottom side.
Tanks for life.
And at this point, Pandamonium could get very close to 13, and basically be in a point where Dank, Broken Shower Society might have to
Vala's going to have to be careful rotating around. Leoric is here to kind of scare him off, though, so good for him for watching where that aggression was coming from. But there's about a level difference now. That
Pandemonium
really
is so
close.
Pandemonium is so close to that level 13 talent too.
Oh, beautiful job up top though. The Divine Shield went out onto Falstad, and Falstad was able to finish Kael'thas off.
And that's good that they managed to secure that kill, because had they not, they might be without Divine Shield for this next tribute that's going to spawn. And that could be bad in a situation where the enemy team is focused around poking you down. So
the problem right now is Dank does not have any tributes. They were not able to snag a single tribute. So once the first tribute spawns again, it's going to be back to the beginning. They're going to have to get all 3 of them.
It's just like starting over, basically, for them, which is not an ideal situation. And there's the tribute, spawning in the bottom side, positional advantage to Pandemonium.
Yep, they are both 13 now, which is great. 13 talents have been picked up. Diablo trying to zone them out a little bit, but Pandemonium is here first.
Yeah, he is so far forward. It gets blown up immediately. The Entomb goes out. But
on
no
Johanna.
capitalization. Yeah, there's no way to capitalize on that, and they actually grabbed the tribute as well.
Phoenix and Hyperion go out, and the damage is real. Dank forced to retreat after that, just losing one, and Diablo did have his souls, so he is right back up. But that reopens that half-level lead, and Pandemonium's now 14.
And that, I mean, that was just seemed like a panic reaction to Entomb and then Gust. Like you said, it was on Johanna. It's hard to capitalize on a Johanna.
Yeah.
She's tough as nails.
That's
and
probably the worst one.
that is the worst target
Yeah.
ever. 100% that is.
So, looking at our level 13 talents, it does look like Uther picked up Shrink Ray. So I assume that's probably going to go on to Raynor or Greymane.
Yep, and Falstad continuing his auto attack build, taking Giant Killer, so pretty standard stuff all around actually. Malfurion opted for Life Seed instead of taking Ice Block.
Interesting.
So I guess we'll see.
I guess they're just they not. Oh man, the damage from those chain bombs! Falstad and Leoric just are melted. Apocalypse goes out, stuns 2, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep these guys off with just 3. Diablo's getting so low, he falls. Fala trying to get away, but she's gonna fall too. And it looks like even with the Divine Shield, we are gonna have a 5-man team wipe on Dank's side.
Yeah, that was an ace, and after they lost those first 2 right at the beginning, it honestly, I'm a bit confused by the decision to re-engage. Even if you have Strafe and Divine Shield up, it was, I don't know.
So that got Pandemonium 16. They're gonna finish this fort off. I'm a bit surprised they didn't just go straight for Dank's boss.
Yeah, that's a good point. They definitely had the option to boss. It's a bit late now.
Yeah.
But you see Greymane in the top is actually dealing with that Merc camp that was in the lane, so it's possible that they just didn't feel comfortable doing it. The death timers were pretty short also.
Yeah. I feel, though, with the amount of damage that Pandemonium has, especially now with the level lead, they could have comfortably taken it and even fought it off. It looks like they are going to go to their own boss, at least, and get that push going. So it'll be interesting to see if Dank realizes this and tries to counter it. It looks like they may just go for the tribute, because this would be a curse if Pandemonium grabs this.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to respond to this. Oh yeah, they're close enough now, so we're actually probably going to have a fight here.
Unfortunately, they are a talent tier down right now. Diablo does go in, lots of damage going out onto Johanna, of all things, but the Hyperion and the Phoenix just doing so much work, zoning everything.
Yeah, and Leoric was trying to zone out the enemy's backline. He succeeded at sort of doing that, but paid with his life, and at this point it's just a full retreat for Dank Broken Shower Society.
Oh man, Uther goes down, trying to get a few heals out, but only Vala and Falstad survive, and there's the second curse of the game with a boss push. This could be horrible for Dank.
Yeah, this is going to be a really dangerous moment for Dank, and wow, Greymane absolutely destroys Vala there. This is looking very bad. It's really on Panda whether or not they decide to push the issue here.
Yep.
They definitely have the ability to do so.
This could be game. They have an almost full health boss. They have staggered deaths. I think they're going to push core, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so we should keep an eye for the Falstad Gust potentially. That could be a useful tool here. And wow, Pandemonium forcing them back to the fountain. Core is very low
Phoenix
now.
goes out. Apocalypse goes out, but only gets Malfurion, and I don't think this core is going to survive.
Yeah, that's it.
That is it. GG. Wow. The one team wipe turns into an absolutely incredible push for Pandemonium.
And Vala asking for Pandemonium to give them a chance at the end there as a joke. I like the banter. Very nice.
It is. It's great.
I want to say the Kael'thas pick, the Gathering Power talent, really did pay off. He was doing so much damage at the end.
Yeah.
And before that, when he was right outside the gate at the end, I checked his stacks and he had 9.
Yeah, because he only died twice, and both those deaths were very early.
Yeah, one of them was from that flank in that tribute fight up top where he sort of came around behind and he paid for it. I think he only lost 1 or 2 stacks at that time, but after that he held on to them and he was doing so much damage.
Yeah, no, that was That was just an excellent overall job by Pandamonium to really to really clear everything out. They were just in control of those team fights.
I felt like also that Dank Broken Shower Society never really got the engage they wanted late game.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they tried to move in to get it, Diablo and or Leoric trying to get it,
Yeah.
and they just got the damage just piled on immediately.
Yeah, I can totally see where their strategy was coming from. Like I was saying earlier, you've got Entomb into Apocalypse into Gust, or Entomb into Gust to knock the rest of the team back. But unfortunately, the synergies just never came together.
Yeah, there was definitely the potential for those things to combo in a very dangerous way, but like you said, we just never saw it.
Yeah. Well, GG's to both teams. Congratulations to Pandemonium on their win.